And welcome back, everybody. This is Thorm with the Game Design Lexicon, and that was the Doobie Brothers. Welcome. Did that music? That threw me. Anyway, this is Thorm with the Game Design Lexicon. We're currently playing Fool's Errand, and this one was kind of easy. So with the letters that we're given, we also know that both of them begin with a C, right? CR, and we know that one ends with a K, one ends with an S, right? So CRASS, crass, rather stupid, or, and crack, right? So that leads us to the next one. So, again, I did look at the solutions to this, but I only looked at the first one. And I did look at the second one. But again, I had I noticed the hint down below, I probably would have did a lot better on all of them. So WORER and then GEND. And it's incorrect and avarice. Avarice? I'm not familiar with that word. Give me a sec. Not a word I use a lot. AVARICE. Avarice. Immoderate desire for wealth. An excessive or inordinate desire of gain. Greediness for wealth. Covetous. Cupidity. Cupidity. I've never heard it stated as cupidity. An inordinate desire for some supposed good. Of course, that brings me to cupidity. Cupidity. Excessive desire, especially for wealth, covetousness, or avarice. That's a really weird... I've never heard it. Let's see. From its verb, cupere, or does desire, Latin derived, so cupere is Latin for desire. Got it. Okay, learn something every day. So what do we got here for our new ones? Oh, I already got my letters down. I just need to throw it into the descrambler here. Dude, the idea of doing this without a computer these days. Like, even like back in the day, my parents used to do crossword puzzles and stuff. And we had this little, like, how do you describe it? You know, like the old speaking spells that you used to have for kids, and they would, like, read out the words and shit? It was kind of like that. It didn't speak, but it had a little screen on it. And what you could do is you could enter in all the known letters, and it would give you a list of possibilities that you could scroll through. I mean, it was essentially a Scrabble helper, an anagram solver, and a crossword helper, right? All in one. And it was a little electronic device that had a little LED screen. It was interesting. Crossword, anagram... I wonder if I can actually find an image of it. I have similar devices. All the ones that are on here, though, because I typed in LCD with it, look even more advanced than the ones my parents had, right? Like, theirs was much more simpler. Even though these are still not necessarily simple, right? I don't even remember what who the manufacturer was on it. Anyway, wonderful trip down memory lane there. What were my 5 letters again? Let's see. Copy hints are incorrect and avarice. So greedy, I guess is what that is. Beginning with the same letter. One of them ends with a Y. One of them ends with a D. So we can pretty much automatically discount anything that doesn't end with a Y or a D. Right? Is that right? No, that's not right. Or is it? If it doesn't end in a Y or a D. No. Why do I have the Y in there? That's stupid. If it doesn't begin in a W or end in a D, then it doesn't fit. Begin in a W, end in a D. Begin in a W, end in a D. Oh, well, shit. Isn't that fucking obvious? Incorrect. Warn? Okay, next. What a weird puzzle. I've never done these type of puzzles before. I mean, obviously, do I have to really even say that? If any of you have been watching this stream regularly for this game, these types of puzzles were never really my thing when I was growing up. I mean, I'm sure I probably tried crossword puzzles, and I was probably forced to do word finds in school, especially in like elementary school or whatever when I was really young. But they were never really my thing. As a matter of fact, shit, all the way up until I would say my mid 20s, intellectual pursuits were not it. In that portion of my life, I really hate to admit it, but it was all sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Okay, so horizontal words lit first. OHGIS. Second one is DAACE. Third one is NHU. Okay, hence our disorder, a shove, and metal links. Metal links, a shove. Push? Can't be push. Disorder. Let's look it up. We're going to get a lot of 5-letter words with that. And holy shit, dude, yeah. That's a lot of 5-letter words. Dude, I wish the webpage that I was doing this in would give it to me in a better format. So let's just go ahead and automatically discount all the ones that end or that don't end in S or E, right? Aches? No? Acids? Probably not. Disorder, let's see, S and E. Adios. Okay. Well, there are a lot of these words that end in S or E. But none of them that are standing out that meets the hint. Aside? No. To shove aside? Maybe? Canoe? No. Metal links. That one's going to be obvious, actually. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. C H A I. Oh, wait a second. Oh, no, that can't be right. Is it? Chain? Oh, no, that is right. No, that can't be right, because we can't switch around the fucking last letter. So it can't be chain. Okay, this one, though, we have. So C H A O S, right? Disorder, chaos. That one's easier. So that'll prevent us from having to go through the rest of this bullshit this hell that we're subjecting ourselves through. And it'll leave us with NHAIE and CDGU. And let's go ahead and put that in the blender. What do we got here? Luckily, that gives us a very much shorter list of very much shorter. That's fucking stupid, Tom. A much shorter list of words that it could possibly be. Ached. No. So, in this case, begins with C, ends with E. Doesn't work any other way. Oh, shit. Begins with C, ends with E. But can't be both, right? Because there's not an extra E in there. Okay. Can't, no. Chain, no. C, oh, maybe it is chain. It is chain. I was just putting it in the wrong place. I'm such a silly goose. Chain. And then a shove. N begins with an N. Ends with a E. Why am I not getting that? Nudge. Not a word I use very often. And here we go. Yet another one. So, start from the beginning. We will start off with our letters. Vertical first, CPNIE. EYNTN, right? EYNTN and SRR. Okay. Anything obvious from the hints? Fresh, a doorway, a small change. No idea. Let's throw that into the blender. Get our huge ass list. Okay. So whatever begins with a C, whatever begins with an E. We're not going to look at anything else. So fresh, doorway, small change. Fresh, doorway, small change. C and E, I said, right? Okay. Damn it. Okay, so C and E. Let's start with E since we have less of them. Fresh, a doorway, or fresh, or a doorway, or a small change. One of them is eensy, and that's small. I don't know it's necessarily a small change, right? Another one of them's enter, something you might want to do to a doorway, or entry. Maybe? I tell you what, let's do that possibility. It's always good to speculate, so let's do E, N, T, R, and Y, right? Entry. And then with that, we'll take our possibility of remaining letters, which is CPNIE, CPNIE, and SRNY. Correct? Okay. So those are remaining. Let's paste those together, put them in the blender. That gives us, a decent amount of 5-letter words, which is good because we still have 2 more. Okay, beginning with a C or ending with a Y. Can't use anything else. Beginning with a C, ending with a Y. Penis, really? I guess that's a possibility, but not up there. Okay. Beginning with a C. Ending with a Y. I mean, we don't have a large list of possibilities here. Yipes. Okay, so signs, series, creepy, cries, cripe, maybe crisp. Would that be it? C, R, I mean, that's fresh, right? Crisp is fresh. A fresh, crisp $20 bill, right? And what does that leave? Small change, not a small change, some small change. So penny. Duh. Okay. I feel pretty dumb. Okay, next is... holy crap. Okay, so this is a cross in that bottom left one, which is going to be only 2 words, so AIRSI. Second one is ALBE. Let's take that. Let's throw it in a blender. See what we get out of it. Nice small list. Has to have... Oh, these are going to be easy, dude. An explanation and to get up. Right? And it has to have R in the very center. And out of all the other possibilities, like A at the beginning... Oh, I guess it has to have A at the beginning, too. Shit, both of them do. That's even better than the R in the center, right? Because the combination of those two make it unbelievably slim as far as the different answers, because you can't shuffle around. So, has to begin with A, period. And that's like pretty much rounds it down to about 10 solutions, to 15 solutions, right? An explanation and to get up. And it has to have an R in the center? Do I have? Oh, no, it doesn't have to have an R in the center. What am I, stupid? Doesn't have to have an R in the center. So let's take all of our A's out of this list because it has to have an A. There's also specific endings too. Like one has to end in a Y, one has to end in an E, right? Let me separate those. One of them's going to be alibi, right? Shit, yeah. That leaves so small of a list that it's easy. Alibi and arise. Next one is going to be AOMVA and AIRD. Hence are an odor and to shun. And of course, if anyone wants to help, I'm not going to be beyond it. You know, just chime in. I am completely open to any type of help that somebody wants to give me. If they want to give it to me, it's up to them. Not going to bitch about spoilers, as long as I get it from chat, not from. I'm going to bitch if I have to look at the fact though. So that specific combination gives me so few answers. Again, both of them have to begin with an A. So 2 A's again, which means I can discount any word that doesn't... Oh, shit. That leaves 4 words. Avoid. Right? AVOID. And aroma. Next one. This one's a little bit more difficult since they don't begin and end with the same. Oh, I guess they both end with an E. So RNUAE. Next one is OCGE. Oh. Whoa, what the hell? R. Let me double check this here. I just fucked everything up. RNUAE. OCHE. Okay, great. Let us throw this in the blender. See what we get. And of course we get a nice nice mix of words. Has to begin with an O, has to begin with an R. Okay, and the R word has to end with an E. O word has to end... Oh, they both have to end with an E, right? A unit of weight. Don't know why I didn't get that one straight out. O-U-N-C-E. Expanse. A range? Why didn't I get that? Oh, shit, I put the G as a C. Stupid. The G looks like a fucking C in this stupid font. Oh, well. Let's see what we got here. AIODN. ILGT. Begin with A. I. End. In T. Okay. AIODN ILGT. Okay, throw that in the blender. I was wrong about how long this would take me. Okay. Bring it out. So, has to begin in an A or an N. So, we will pull everything out that doesn't. So, hint was arrange and a moron. Great, great, great. To arrange is to align, right? ALIG and then idiot. Easy enough. It only takes a little bit of work here from our word descrambler. What do we got here? 3 words. DAIPESR. It's the first one. Second one. Oh, wait a second. Is it only one word? Roast is already there. Oh, yeah, I guess it's only one word. Oh, that should be easy. What's the hint? Let me be, she croaked. Despair? Really? That sounds pretty easy. DESPAR. There we go. Okay. As the boat faded into the mist, the fool pressed onward and discovered an old woman bound and blindfolded to one of the 8 long swords. Oh. Wait a second. As the boat faded into the mist, the fool pressed onward and discovered an old woman bound and blindfolded to one of the 8 long swords, stuck point first into the ground. Here, I will help you, the fool offered. Let me be, she croaked. Much to his surprise, I am the shadow of despair. It falls to me, alone, to bear the burden of the land's grief. Now begone, or you too shall share my fate. The fool did not have to be told twice. And that leaves despair? Oh no. Oh no. Should be pretty straightforward here. Let's do this how we always do. Let's automatically trigger all the ones that affect the very first letter. And leave the other ones untriggered, right? Oh man, so many of them affect that first letter. I don't know if that should be one or not. And then, of course, you need to also figure out if it's negative or positive space, right? Not having as much luck with this one. Normally, I'll sit and toggle these things for each position and divine which one creates order, which one creates disorder. And that's not working as well. Maybe we'll start with a different letter this time. Let's start with the Game Design Lexicon. We are currently playing The Fool's Errand for the Commodore, or for the... we were playing it for the Commodore Amiga first, but we switched over to the MS-DOS version so we could get it to work, because the Amiga version wasn't working. If you like our content here, make sure you give us a follow down below on Twitch. We currently scream Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, noon p.m. till 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. By the time we're done with that, our voice is pretty hoarse, so if you can't catch us live in front of a live studio audience, by all means, hit us up over on the YouTubes. You can hit subscribe and the alert button to know we're coming out with new content, which is pretty much every day, Monday through Sunday. It is, Monday through Sunday thing. Or you can hit our abouts on both of these platforms to look at our social media presence, which is, what is it? Reddit, Blue Sky, Discord, whatever. I'm going to take a short music break, and I will be back with some more The Fool's Errand for the MS-DOS platform.